Hello, Facebook. Hello, Instagram. Welcome to lunchtime. Let's get cooking. Let me get the recipe page up here so we can all be cooking together. You guys are going to make lunch with me today. It's going to be so fun. If you didn't see, I did put a little bit of like a recipe, not index, but like supply list if you want to make lunch with me. So we're going to make, this is kind of like one of my new favorite lunches right now. I know I said, we're going to make like what I have for like a typical lunch. Well, that's very random at most times because variety is my favorite spice of life. So I like to have a plethora of different things. Sometimes it's sweet, like yesterday I know Marcy, she had a like noodle salad where you make it with the bean noodles, and I had that too. So that was more of like a savory meal, where today we're going to make something kind of sweet but then with savory on the side. So I'll just kind of show you some of my tips and tricks, what I like to do, kind of like in a pinch where, oh, I don't know what to make, so let's just make this. Or let's make something kind of like this. So kind of like the basic lunch. So we're going to make some waffles. I call them waffles because they're egg waffles. And then we're going to make like a cheesecake topping on top because frozen berries are one of my favorite things in like yogurt or cream cheese or that kind of thing. Amy, hi Cindy, thank you for joining. So we'll just dive in and get started. So I'm going to plug in my waffle maker. I just got this at a thrift store and it's a big one. That's why I got it. It makes 4 big waffles. So I kind of like this. Otherwise, a smaller waffle maker works also. Whatever kind of waffle maker you have will work for this. So I'm going to plug this in. Because whenever you make waffles, you always want to heat your waffle maker before you put anything in it. Otherwise, it gets to like a sticky mess and your waffles come out crumbly and it just never turns out good. So always heat your waffle maker first. Mala, where is the recipe? So this recipe is not in a cookbook yet. I just looked through volume 9 seeing if I had put a waffle recipe in there yet, and it's not. But I was looking at volume 10 that I'm working on right now. That's not out yet. But that one will have some waffle or egg waffle recipes in it. So the recipe's coming soon. I will be posting this recipe either tonight or tomorrow sometime. We'll have to see when I get time to post it. But there will be a recipe coming soon. So we're going to start with 2 eggs, which when they cook, they come out to about 2 ounces I have found, which is half of your protein. Otherwise, I mean, if you want to do the 1 egg is half a protein, I always like to weigh my eggs because I get my eggs from a farm. And look at how much of a difference this egg is compared to this egg. I mean, they're such different sizes, so I always weigh my eggs. And a full protein of eggs should be 4 ounces. Patty, that's a good tip for me. Heat the waffle maker. Yes, always heat the waffle maker before you put anything in it. That is like rule of thumb so you don't get your waffles sticking to the waffle maker. Barbara on the recipe page waving. Deb, I had your pumpkin latte mug cake today for breakfast. So yummy. You are such a gift to us. Oh, Deb, you are so sweet. Thank you. And yay, that's like one of my favorite recipes too. I'm so glad you liked it and you made it. So fun. Breakfast of Champions right there. That is the best. So fun. So we're going to do 2 eggs, which after, I'm going to weigh them after they're cooked, which usually comes out to about 2 ounces. So like this egg is 1.9 ounces. So we'll just weigh them after and see what it comes out to. So we're going to make these kind of like French toasty waffles. I'm going to grab a napkin because I have eggs on my hand. So I'm going to add a lot of cinnamon to this, about a teaspoon or maybe more of cinnamon, because you kind of want to flavor the egg waffles. Otherwise, they don't really have a flavor in themselves. So this is just bulk cinnamon because I really like cinnamon, so we get it in bulk. So I'm going to do about a teaspoon of cinnamon for 2 eggs. Maybe I'll do a teaspoon and a half. And then I'm going to do a pinch of salt. My favorite is pink Himalayan sea salt. Just a little bit in there. And then I'm going to do a splash of vanilla extract, or about half a teaspoon of vanilla extract in with the eggs. I'll weigh it this time. Let's see. Let's do 1 teaspoon because it is 2 eggs. Now, if you have a smaller waffle maker, I would do 1 egg at a time, because 1 egg makes one perfect egg waffle in like a single waffle maker, where this one is really big. So this one, I would say, is about a double waffle maker. But I'll show you my other waffle maker. Like this waffle maker, I would do 1 egg and it comes out perfect. This is a little heart waffle maker. It's kind of fun. Got it right off of Amazon. You never know what you can find there. I know a lot of you have the mini dash waffle maker. That I would probably do 1/4 of 2 eggs. So I would do 1/2 of an egg in that, because you don't want it too thick, because you want this to get nice and crispy. So I'm just going to whisk this all together now. So we get our eggs and our seasonings all nice and mixed. So it's kind of like French toast with like a parfait on top, which is really fun. And it's so easy just to throw together, and there you go, you have lunch. And then I'll show you my favorite kind of like salad just to throw together. Otherwise, like if I would make this, I might have leftover vegetables, cooked vegetables from dinner that need to be eaten, and then I would just have that sided with my waffles with the cheesecake on top. So I'm going to, I didn't grab my olive oil spray. So I'm just going to lightly spray this. Now these egg waffles rarely stick to the waffle maker. They cook very well. They don't like crumble apart. So I'm just going to barely lightly just spray the top and bottom, just to make sure nothing really sticks. Just a little spritz. And then we're going to evenly kind of pour our egg mixture a little bit in each one, because this is a 4 waffle maker. If you were doing just 1 egg, I would pour it in the middle, then kind of tilt your waffle maker to make sure it's nice and evenly distributed. Distributed. You say tomato, I say tomato. I don't know. So I'm just going to kind of keep dividing it into each so they're even waffles. And to me, I don't really like the taste of eggs by themselves, but these egg waffles, they don't taste very eggy to me. Like, as a kid growing up, I never liked French toast because that egg would just gross me out. I just couldn't eat it. It was just, ugh. So now we're going to let this cook for about 7 to 10 minutes because we want them nice and crispy. Cindy, what was the other seasoning? So I did cinnamon, vanilla extract, and just a pinch of salt. Because salt just brings out the flavor of things. Put that in the sink. Sweetie, hi from Toronto. So excited to join you. Thank you for making lunch with me today, sweetie. Amy, why are you putting eggs and seasoning in a cup? It's just easier for me to whisk it in a cup than whisking it in a bowl, because it's such a big area, where a cup, everything's nice and just condensed in one space. So I like to whisk my eggs in a cup. If I'm doing 1 egg, I have just this little cup that fits 1 egg just perfectly, just to whisk it, and it's perfect. So that's just what I like to do. You could do it in a bowl, either way. So now we're going to make our cheesecake topping. Now, cream cheese, it's kind of a little bit of a gray area. It is considered a fat, and you can have 1 ounce as a fat. Otherwise, if you're like, oh no, cream cheese, I can't have that in my house, it triggers binges and all this stuff, don't do cream cheese. You can do ricotta cheese. 2 ounces whole milk of ricotta cheese is a full fat. You can do an avocado. Did you know that avocados actually taste really good with sweet things? I would just take 2 ounces of avocado as my fat and mash it in with it, and it tastes amazing. You wouldn't even know. It just gives it like this thick, creamy texture to things. It's really good avocado in things. You should try that in a parfait. It's really fun. So we're going to do our parfait topping. So our egg waffles are going to come out to 2 ounces, which is half of our protein. So we're going to do 4 ounces of plain Greek yogurt, and that will be our other half of a protein. So, ooh, brand new yogurt. So I'm going to put 4 ounces in my bowl. And then this is the part where you can kind of mix and match, make it your own, whatever is your favorite fruits or whatever is your favorite seasonings. And then another favorite thing of mine right now is, you can get like a block of cream cheese. Otherwise, you can get whipped cream cheese. Now, this is just the Walmart brand. I know they have it at Aldi's because I've gotten it there too. It's whipped cream cheese, and it's just lighter and fluffier than regular cream cheese. But again, if you don't like cream cheese or it's not the thing for you, you can use an avocado, use ricotta cheese. Don't put it in there at all. And then just do like nuts on top or something else. Whatever would be the best for you. Oh, I forgot about the peanut butter. We were going to do a peanut butter drizzle on top. So I'm going to reduce my yogurt to 2 ounces instead because I want a ½ ounce of peanut butter on top. Otherwise, if you don't want to do peanut butter, you could do 4 ounces Greek yogurt because a ½ ounce of peanut butter is 1/4 of a protein. So I'm just going to take some more out because I want a drizzle of peanut butter on top. Okay, so we have 2 ounces Greek yogurt now, which is 1/4 of our protein. Then we're going to do 1 ounce of cream cheese or whipped cream cheese. Or you could do 2 ounces avocado, 2 ounces whole milk ricotta cheese, whichever one. Oop, a little bit too much. There we go. Now this is the part where you can kind of mix and match and make it your own. So my favorite fruits, like fruit combo, is bananas and blueberries, but you could do whichever kind that you like. So I'm going to do a little bit of each of these. I'm going to do bananas, blueberries, and frozen cherries. Frozen blueberries and frozen cherries. Because when you do it frozen and you mix it in, it's thawed just enough to eat it, but it's like this really cold and it kind of makes everything stick together. It's just really good frozen berries. That's one of my favorite things. So I'm going to do 2 ounces banana, and I'm not even going to mash this banana. I'm just going to slice it in. Oops. So we're going to do 2 ounces banana. My bananas keep running away. 2 ounces, perfect. Then we're going to do 2 ounces cherries. So it's 2, 2, and 2, because 2, 4, 6. And that would be our full fruit. Now you can cut these cherries in half, but these look pretty small right now. There's smaller ones in here. And there's some juice in this, so I'm going to pour out this juice. Because I don't want it all juice. Or you can do just a total of 6 ounces, whatever your favorite fruit is. So that's all the cherries that I had in that bag, so we'll just do the rest in blueberries, which is fun. Because I really like blueberries. You could do it all one fruit, or you could do a mixed berry blend. You could do mango, make it like tropical. Oops, a little bit too much. Perfect, 6 ounces. And then when we're cooking with fruit, we always add a pinch of salt because it brings out the sweetness. Make sure. So we're going to do a pinch of salt in this. And don't be afraid that, oh no, that's too much salt, because you don't really taste the salt. It just brings out really delicious flavors. And then I'm going to do just a little pinch of vanilla extract. Cindy, what was the cream cheese serving? 1 ounce of cream cheese is a full fat serving. And the whipped cream cheese, it kind of seems like you get a little bit more compared to like the block cream cheese. But 1 ounce, you do get quite a bit for 1 ounce. So then I'm just going to mix this all together. So we have our 2 ounces Greek yogurt, our ounce of cream cheese. I just lost my cherries. Well, we'll just rinse this off and use it anyway. Cooking is an adventure. You didn't see that? That never happened. Okay, back to our mixing. Maybe I'll mix over the counter this time. Anyways, so this will be our delicious topping. You could, if you want to, instead of using 2 eggs for your egg waffles, you could do 1 egg, which usually comes out to 1 ounce, which is 1/4 of your protein, and then you could have more of the Greek yogurt on top. Deb, 5-second rule. See, I like that rule. That is a true rule in cooking, especially if this is my lunch, so I know that it's okay. If I was making this for somebody else, then I'd be like, oh, maybe I won't use that. Maureen, if not using peanut butter, is it 4 ounces of yogurt at 1 ounce of cream cheese? Yes, that is exactly what I would do if I was not going to do peanut butter, which you can do peanut butter, you don't have to. It's up to you. This is kind of you make it your own, which is really fun. But yes, so this peanut butter, I'm going to do 1/2 ounce. So that would be 1/4 of your protein. Otherwise, you could do an extra 2 ounces of Greek yogurt in here. So that would be a total of 4 ounces Greek yogurt, 1 ounce cream cheese. So this is what our berry mixture looks like. Doesn't that just look delicious? So yummy. So we're going to let our egg waffles cook a little bit longer because I like them really crispy. And I've never burnt them yet. And I've actually forgotten them for like 15 minutes one time, and they were okay. They were really crispy, but they were not burnt. So we're going to set this to the side. And now we'll kind of start on our salad while we're waiting for that to cook. So this is kind of an easy, while that's cooking, you make your salad. When your salad's done, you put this together. Then it's kind of all done at one time, which is really fun. So I'm going to you're going to want either a large bowl or a large plate because salads are always bigger than you think. But this bowl for me fits a nice lunchtime salad. Let's see, how big is this? It's a 7.5-inch pasta bowl. Well, we're going to use it for a salad. So I'm going to 0 the scale. Now this again is you can use your favorite vegetables. You can use your favorite things. You could do cooked vegetables on top, like cooked peas are really good on a salad. Amy, why do you like your waffle so crispy? Because it's just yummy, and then with the cheesecakey creamy frozen fruit with the crispy waffle, it's just really good, that combo together. And you don't really want eggs to be really soft. When do you do your peanut butter whip? This will just be a drizzle on top. That will be once I put my cheesecake stuff on top of my waffles, then I'll drizzle some peanut butter on top. Otherwise, you could mix the peanut butter in with your berry mixture if you want to, but I like it on top because then it seems that you can taste it a little bit more. That's just me, but you could put it inside. So we're going to start with our salad, and we're going to start a base with some lettuce. My favorite is spring mix lettuce because there's just variety. Variety is my favorite spice of life. So the spring mix just has so many different textures. You've got like spinachy type things, then you've got like red things, then you've got like more different lettuces in it. I just really like the spring mix. But you could do just spinach, you could do just lettuce, whatever kind that you like. So I'm just going to put a big old handful in here. And we're just going to do a total of 6 ounces of any vegetables you like. And again, you could put cooked vegetables on here. I have some roasted squash. I thought, oh, maybe I'll put that on top. Just a little bit here and there to put on top of the salad. But then I'm like, maybe I don't want squash today. So I have some onion here. My favorite are the yellow sweet onions. But I like red onions too. Those are really yummy on a salad. So this is just leftover from last night in the fridge. So I'm going to dice some onion. So it's nice and cold, so I shouldn't be sobbing on camera this time. So we're just going to dice some onion. And I'm not zeroing the scale because I want a total of 6 ounces. Onion on there. Then I have some just sweet mini peppers. These are my favorite also. They're just so little, it's just fun to take a couple of them. And then I have some water with vinegar here. I always wash my vegetables because they're usually really dirty when you get them at a grocery store. So I like to wash them before. And then I'm just going to dice them up, put them on top. You could do bell peppers. There's so many. You could do jicama. Raw jicama is delicious on a salad. You could do some corn. This is kind of the fun part where you make it your own. And when you mix up the vegetables and do different things on top, it doesn't feel like you're having a salad every day. Then it just kind of mixes it up, makes it fun. So we're at 3.7. Now I have just some mini cucumbers. I really like mini cucumbers. They're really good on salad, so I'm just going to wash these. I've noticed the cucumbers and celery are like one of the dirtiest things. All things lovely on Instagram. Your apron is so cute. Oh, thank you. Got it off of Amazon. I have an appointment later today, so I thought, okay, I'm going to put an apron on so I don't get my clothes dirty. So I'm going to just chop the ends off. I like to quarter my cucumbers before I cut them, because then when you cut them, so I cut them into fourths here. I'll show you, just like that. Cut them into fourths. And then when you cut them, then they're nice and diced. Sometimes I even just cut them right over the bowl, and it just goes right in. Or sometimes, like if it's this small of a cucumber, I'll just do it in half. So I'm going to do this until it gets to about 6 ounces. 5. Drop some cucumber. You could do less berries in your mixture here, and then you could do some apples on top of your salad too to mix it up. So we just need a little bit more, so I'm going to do a little bit more onion because we want a total of 6 ounces. Perfect, 6 ounces. So another thing I like to do on my salads to make them, give them a little more flavor, and pickles, you could have 2 ounces free as a condiment to any meal. All things lovely. I'm the worst. I'm a good cook, but it comes at the price of a messy kitchen and clothes change afterwards. I totally understand. My kitchen, it doesn't even matter what we get. We could get like takeout food that's like a salad or something, and the kitchen is always messy, but it's worth it. The food is worth it, and it cleans up pretty fast. But yeah, I understand. Usually my clothes or something, things get wiped. As you saw, I dropped cherries here. Those stain everything. So another thing I like to add on my salad is pickles are 2 ounces free condiment to any meal. So I like to do banana pepper rings, and I count them as a pickle. I like to do jalapeno peppers, the jarred ones, and add those to some salads. Those are a little bit spicy, so I usually don't do 2 whole ounces of that because I'm like, whew, cleans out the sinuses, cleans out your tear ducts. I mean, you're crying. That stuff is spicy. All things, yes, worth it. It so is. So I like to do a little bit of banana peppers on top. I know a friend of mine, she likes to take the juice and pour some of that on top, which makes a good dressing. So I'm going to do 1 to 2 ounces, because it's up to 2 ounces is a free condiment. And these are just really fun on a salad. They're a little bit salty. Oop, that's 2 ounces. And they're just really delicious. There's no sugar in this. Make sure you always read your labels, because you never know what they put sugar in. Good to know about the pepper rings. Yes, I like to add these to a lot of meals. Like if we're having burgers or something, I'll have some of these on top. Jalapenos are really good with burgers. I usually split the 2 ounces with 1 ounce jalapenos, 1 ounce pickles, because jalapenos can get very overbearing. So we're going to check on our egg waffles, because we don't want them to burn. So I have a plate here. I'm going to put the salad to the side, and then I'll show you one of my favorite fat-free salad dressings, because we're using all our fat and protein in our waffles. And then what do we put on our salad then? So I'm going to zero the scale so we know how much our waffles weigh. And you can tell when they're done if they don't, when you open it and they don't like shrink. If they shrivel up, they're not done yet. You want to cook them a little bit longer. And then I always do the poke test. They should be hard. And here's a perfect egg waffle. So we're going to weigh these. It should come out to 2 ounces. Anything less than 2 ounces, I would probably add a little bit more Greek yogurt to. So this came out to 1.6 ounces. So a cool rule of thumb with eggs compared to Greek yogurt. So Greek yogurt is double the amount of protein compared to egg waffles. So this came out to 1.6. So if you go 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, so you could do 0.8 because you're going to double it for Greek yogurt. You could do 0.8 ounces of Greek yogurt, but for like cheese or peanut butter, you would do half of what was left. So you could do 0.2 ounces of cheese or peanut butter. That's just a cool rule of thumb I like to do when I do eggs or waffles or something like that, because you'll cook scrambled eggs and you'll lose some weight or you'll lose some stuff and it'll get stuck to the pan or things. Oh, it just went down to 1.5. So we're going to do 0.8 more ounces of Greek yogurt in this mixture. So we'll just do a little bit more to finish off our protein. This is why I always like to weigh it after I cook the waffles, because you never know what it's going to come out to. And it all depends on how much you cook it. It's kind of like vegetables. If you cook them really crispy, they're going to weigh less than if you have them raw. And we always cook the food before we put it in our mouth, so we know exactly. So I'm just going to mix this in. And then you can either put it on top of your waffles, or you could dip your waffles in this mixture, but I'm going to put it on top because it's really pretty then. And the frozen berries are just perfect by the time you eat this. They're the perfect texture. Let me grab a spatula because we want to get all of our yogurt out of this bowl. No yogurt left behind. Make sure we get it all. And then if you want to, you could sprinkle a little bit of cinnamon on top, or a little bit of nutmeg, or even another pinch of salt, because it brings out the sweetness. And it just tastes really good on top of the waffles. It's kind of like that sweet and salty thing, but it's not like too salty when you do just a pinch of salt here and there. It doesn't take over the flavors. All right. Then we're going to do our ½ ounce of peanut butter on top. Let's move this out of the way. Janet, what's your secret to the waffles not sticking to the waffle iron? Mine always stick. Thanks. So, whenever you're making waffles, always heat your waffle maker before you put anything in it, because it'll kind of, you know, like steak, when you do steak on a grill, it'll sear it first. It kind of does that when you have it nice and hot first. Then never peek, because when you have your thing in there and you lift it up to peek, it separates the waffle, and then you're going to get a crumbly mess that's going to just stick completely to your waffle maker. You want to wait until all the steam stops coming off of the sides, out from the sides, and then wait a little bit longer. I usually wait like 7 to 10 minutes, maybe even a little bit longer. When the steam stops coming off the sides, I'll even wait a little bit longer. Then when you open it, you want to open it very slowly, and then you want to make sure nothing's sticking to the top. If there is anything sticking, you can take like a fork or a knife or a spatula and just kind of gently release it from the top, and then you should come out with a perfect waffle. Now, you should. Not every time. Sometimes some waffles just seem to stick more than anything, but 99% of the time you should come out with a nice waffle. And then before you put your mixture in there, you want to spray it with just a little bit of oil, because that'll make sure that everything's not going to stick. And it doesn't take much. Just a nice spritz on the top, spritz on the bottom. But make sure you do both sides, and you should be good. Now, this doesn't matter if you oil it before you turn it on or after you turn it on. Just make sure you do it before you put your batter or your mixture in the waffle maker. All things, how many servings is that? So this whole meal, I'm going to eat this whole thing for lunch. This is one serving right here. Isn't that so fun? We get to eat so much food. It is the best. And I'm not even done yet. We have to do our dressing. So I'll show you the whole meal put together, because this is what I'm having for lunch today. So we're going to do a ½ ounce of peanut butter. Just drizzle it nice on top. I've noticed that the organic peanut butter seems to be drizzly more because it does the natural oil separation. where it kind of separates. But if you store it upside down, then by the time when you're ready to use it, you just flip it up, and then the oil goes back to, then you might have to mix it just a little bit. But this is very drizzly peanut butter compared to like if you get, I don't know, the regular Peter Pan or the Jif, which usually has sugar in it. So always check your labels. It should just be peanuts and salt. You don't need any extra oil in this. It should just be peanuts and salt. All things, especially, oh, I use organic everything, especially peanut butter. Me too. I try to get organic as much as I can. Love the tip about not sticking. I find the ones with banana stick more. Oh, that's really interesting because I've used banana in everything. I know these egg waffles are really good at not sticking. You could almost not even have to oil it and they wouldn't stick. They're very good at not sticking. So that's really interesting that the banana ones stick more. I never noticed that. Alright, so we're going to put this to the side. So here's our delicious egg waffles with our cheesecake mixture on top, drizzled with a little peanut butter. What's your secret? Oh, we read that. All things. So many pesticides are used on conventional peanuts. Yes, they are. They say that that's one of the dirty dozen, our peanuts. So you do the best you can. I know my sister, she likes the Smucker's organic peanut butter. To me, it has a little bit more of a grittier texture. It's like a mixture between creamy and chunky peanut butter, like right in the middle of that. So it's not like chunky peanut butter, but it is a little bit, you can tell that it's more peanutty than just, this is just the Walmart brand organic. So each peanut butter is going to be different, but always check your labels because you never know. So now we're going to make one of my favorite dressings on top. So I just got this dressing bottle at a thrift store. It's actually a Weight Watchers thing, but that's okay. I just liked it because it's really nice, and it's got a nice big mouth and a nice big thing to pour it out because we're going to put some seasonings in here, and when you get the really small tops, the seasonings get like caught in it, and that's not fun. All things. I like the Simple Truth brand. Oh, I'll have to see if I can find that. That sounds like a good brand. There's another one. It's not organic, but it's called Just Nuts, and it's just peanuts in it. So that one's, if I couldn't find an organic, I would probably go with that because there shouldn't be anything added to your peanut butter. It should just be peanuts and salt. And this one is dry roasted peanuts, which I like roasted peanuts. They're very good. Keto, just got my first cookbook of yours, volume 8. Thank you. Yay! I'm so glad you got it. Oh, I can't wait for you to dig in and start cooking. There's so many fun recipes in volume 8. I get people ask me all the time, oh, what's your favorite volume that I should get? And I'm like, I don't know. I have favorites in each of them. So I can't like pick one volume, but volume 8 has some great recipes. So excited. So we're going to make a just vinaigrette that I like. You can add it to anything because it's fat-free. I know I shared the Greek vinaigrette recipe from volume 9. That's another favorite. So this is just kind of a little bit different version of that. So I ran out of white wine vinegar, but red wine vinegar tastes about the same. So I'm going to use some red wine vinegar here. And we're going to do about a third of our container. And I just kind of eyeball this. You could measure this with that recipe that I did post. You could measure that and then double, triple, quadruple that for bigger batches. Or you can just kind of eyeball it. So then this is just lemon juice. You could do the hard work and juice some lemons, but I like to just get the lemon juice. And I don't think, oh, there's a little bit of stuff in it, but you do the best you can. So we're going to just add about the same amount of lemon juice. Then I forgot the Dijon mustard. I'm going to grab that really quick. Oh, here we go. Now Dijon mustard, this is also a free condiment you can add to meals. So I'm going to do just about in this much. I'm going to do about a tablespoon. It gives it a nice, it's not like overpowering, but it gives it a nice creamy texture. And it just gives a little bit to it. So I'm just going to do a squirt in there. Again, I'm just kind of eyeballing this. Then I have just the seasoning blend I put together. It's my favorite seasonings. It's garlic powder. It's about the same of each, of garlic powder, onion powder, paprika, And then I do a big pinch full of parsley and basil, and then a smaller, just a pinch of garlic salt, because that does take over. And that's just what's in this, and that's my favorite seasoning blend. So I'm going to put about a teaspoon in this. You don't have to do the seasonings. You could do your favorite seasonings, just like parsley and basil if you want. Or you could do a pinch of each of your favorite seasonings. You could do some oregano in it. You could do any seasoning that's your favorite, and that is it. Isn't that just the easiest vinaigrette ever? So I'm going to make sure this is closed because I don't want vinegar going everywhere. Annette, hi Natalie, had to join late. I'll watch the replay later. Well, thank you for joining. Even if you're late, we still love you. I'm just kidding. Okay, so then you're going to give this a nice mix. And you got a nice vinaigrette to put on top of your salad. You could put this on roasted veggies. It's fat-free, so you can add it as much as you want. So no more like dry salads where you get like 1 small tablespoon of dressing for this huge 14-ounce salad. And you can use just a little bit of this if you want. So we're just going to pour a little bit of this on top just to give it a nice flavor. Make sure everything gets a little bit coated. All right, so here we get like so much food that I literally went on Amazon and I bought a serving tray. I looked up room service tray and I got a big one because you get your breakfast and you want to take it back to your room and you've got all these things and you're trying to hold them. Or dinner time, I literally bought a tray. You can find these, you can get like plastic ones. My sister got this one. Now this is a giant tray. It's plastic, so it's nice and light, but it's still pretty. It looks like wood. So that's just a little thing that I've been getting lately. Dana, no olive oil. No olive oil at all. And you can't even tell the difference because I was making some salad dressings and then I would measure the olive oil. I didn't like those. I don't like the taste of olive oil by itself. To me, it has a very strong flavor and I'm like, ugh. But this, it's very nice and it's fat-free, so you don't have to weigh or measure this at all because it's just vinegar, lemon juice, and some Dijon mustard and spices. So easy. Keto, I'm excited to make my own dressing. Yes, it's so easy. I usually make a creamy blue cheese that I love, but a fat-free would come in handy. Ooh, I like blue cheese. I like stinky cheese. I like blue cheese. That stuff is so good. Yeah, you could make this stuff and then add some blue cheese that you weighed and put it in there and then mix that all up. That would be delicious too. But yeah, a creamy one would be so good. And yeah, it's kind of nice that, oh, I used up all my fat and protein and stuff in something else. Now I have this salad and I need something on top. Just a little fat-free vinaigrette. It's very fun and it's just made super easy. So let's put all our things together and I'll show you my whole lunch. And then I'm probably going to have a cup of black coffee on the side. And this is what you get for lunch. A beautiful salad and egg waffles. And it's so yummy, so filling. By the time I'm done with this, I'm like, yes, that was lunch. You will not be hungry until supper after this. But you will be hungry at supper because that always happens. But it's so fun. Annette, where did you get that salad? Where did you get that dressing shaker? I got it at a thrift store. It is a Weight Watchers one. And it has, let me set this. It's actually really cool because when you put the seasonings in it, don't want to drop my lunch. When you put the seasonings in it, it can sometimes clog just like a regular vinaigrette kind of thing. So this one has this opening and then it has this opening, which opens a big spout here, which I don't think you can see. Let's see. See that black spot? That's the big spout opening. And it's kind of cool. And then they have like different vinaigrette recipes on there. But these all have like oils and stuff. And then you have to weigh that and measure that and be like, oh, how much oil did I put in? But this one's just fat-free. Janet, looks awesome. Great presentation of food. Makes it more fun to eat. Thank you. It so does. There's something about having like a pretty plate or pretty food that makes it taste good. Something about like pretty shapes and that kind of stuff. So I'll show you it one more time. This is the deliciousness. And then your waffles, they are definitely pick-upable. And then you can either just dip it in and get a good hunk and then bite it off. Or I like to eat it I like to pick up a waffle, then take a spoon and put it on top, and then just kind of eat that. And it's very fun, and then you get a yummy vegetable salad, so you get both your sweet and savory, and you have your full meal right here, perfect for lunch. So I'm going to go enjoy this. Thank you all so much for joining me today at our brand new time. This was fun, making lunch together. We'll have to do this again sometime in the future, but next week we should be back together at 2:30 p.m. and give me some suggestions of what we should make. I know a couple of you have sent me some messages, been like, hey, you should make this or you should make this. So that is so fun. It gives me ideas because there's a bajillion things I want to make in one live video, and I can't because that we would be here for like all day, but it would be fun. So send me some suggestions of what your favorite things are. I know some people have said dinner recipes, so what are some fun dinner things you want to make? I know somebody said make something with spaghetti squash. We've made that too, so any ideas are very much appreciated. Thank you all so much for watching, and it is always so fun. Keto, thank you so much. Pizza. Maybe, I don't think we've made the chickpea pizza recipe. Maybe we'll have to make that next week. So we'll see what we have up our sleeves for next week. It's so fun. Barbara, it was very good. Thanks. Oh, thank you, Barbara. Patty, thank you. Deb, yes, help me with dinner. Yeah, we'll have to do a dinner recipe next week because I think we've done some breakfast and lunches lately. I think we'll have a dinner date next week, 2:30 p.m. right here again on Facebook and Instagram. And then you can always watch the replays later on my website and on Facebook and on Instagram. So it is so fun. I love you guys so much. Tracy, what waffle machine do you recommend? That's a hard one because I have about 4 of them. So I've gotten most of them at a thrift store. This one, I really like this one right now because it's ginormous. And you can make 4 waffles at once, which is pretty awesome. So then you're not waiting in between. This is a Proctor Silex. I don't know. But you could probably just look up big waffle maker on Amazon or something. And this is what it looks like. It's a little hot still. So it makes 4 waffles at one time, which is a win-win. So it's usually like one waffle recipe fits perfectly. I divide it up because I like my waffles a little bit thinner, a little bit crispier. So that's my favorite. Otherwise, I have gotten this one off of Amazon. I really like this one too. This is a nice waffle maker if you're making just one waffle. It is the Cuisine, Euro Cuisine. I got it right off of Amazon. Can't open it. And it makes little heart-shaped ones, which are really fun. And I like the adjustable dial, but I always leave it on max anyway, so that doesn't really matter, but it's kind of fun to have that. And this one's been a really good waffle maker. It's not too deep like a Belgian waffle maker, which some things can stick. This is a little bit shallower, so I've really liked that. Amy, I'll see you tonight at Bible study. Yay, sweetie. Bye for now. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining, sweetie. Tracy, thank you so much. My daughter bought me all your books for Christmas at my request for 1 or 2. Oh my goodness. Your daughter is so sweet. What a gem to have her to get you that. I'm so excited for you to dig in and start cooking and find your favorites in there because everybody has such different tastes. It is so fun. Thank you all for joining me so much. I will see you next Thursday. And remember, you are only one thought away from a good day. So make today a good day. Just change that one thought. All right, I love you guys, and I will see you next week.